business.
I want you to have a look and see the closing.
August 20th. The year is 2021. Now this, my dear trader, is a story that I have honestly wanted to tell about ever since I first heard about its existence. To you or the next person you know, this could be a normal occurrence, but to that person not used to getting free things in life, I mean to the person who has toiled for every little thing they could ever put their hands on, or even to the person who never sees the actual fruits of their labor or toil, then this sure is their go-to story. I initially heard about BFsuma, that is, at the beginning of the year 2020, just before the dreaded COVID-19 hit, and if you asked me then, I would have easily said that it was nothing but another multi-level company. I mean, nothing different from what we have all heard about every other multi-level company that sets foot in Africa, promises manna from heaven, and before we even open our eyes, wraps up its sheets and is out the door in a blink of an eye. It is quite fortunate that a trial at this amazing company got me right at the start of their yearly incentive. An offer for a local trip to the renowned and coveted Maasai Mara, fully paid for, and catered for that matter, was on the table. Of course, just like any good thing in life, it also came with terms and conditions. I mean, with the little pointers that if blind, one would easily miss. In case you're wondering what this is all about, it is all an aspect of a company that not only offers amazing health products and services that has seen hundreds, if not thousands of persons' health improved, but also has this same American company with a pharmaceutical wing in Hong Kong ensured that it delivers on its promises of wealth and freedom. The wealth bit is definitely reassured with the health BFsuma products bring. Now the freedom bit, on the other hand, is capped in little incentives like free local, continental and international trips. The Maasai Mara trip was one such trip, a trip that not only required you to do business of approximately 240,000 Kenyan shillings, broken into bits of 60,000 within a span of 4 months, running from April to July, and the first 40 to finish would be eligible for this iconic trip to the Mara, a park that has seen people from the world over come to enjoy its bliss and serenity. Did I mention that all this business you did would not only put profits to your pocket, but also would pay you a monthly cashback in bonuses every other month it was done? Now, to add a free, fully paid for 3 days and 2 nights trip to all these was a challenge I wasn't about to back off from, for not even the business I ran on the side would afford me such an incentive on a 240,000 Kenyan shillings worth of business. So, before I bore you with any more of my stories, allow me to back up all these claims with videos and images, for there is no truer story as long as it lacks proof. Well, blessed days and pleasant nights. Welcome. Sit back, relax, and enjoy an insight into my free 3 days, 2 nights trip to the Maasai Mara of Kenya. And in case you have a Reishi Ganodama coffee from BFsuma, sip on it as I take you through. It is a beautiful, wet and cold morning on the 20th of August 2021. An early morning rise sees me jump into a CBD-bound matatu to the city. It is a surprising city, as with my early rise are many others on the same venture to beat the sunrise. Early mornings on this part of the city are a thing of awe, as the beautiful songs of early birds rising to catch the worm remind you that this is a beautiful day. At this time and moment, the rampant city car hoots are not audible, as everything is all but calm. It is an easy drive into the city as the reality of city life hits you. Gathering up with the rest of the team, we exchange pleasantries, get to know each other as we are all from different parts of this country, take photos, have a short brief and prayers, and then soon we divide up into the 9 waiting tour buses. The buses set out through this beautiful green city under the sun, Nairobi, and soon are we headed down the escarpments with 9 a.m. finding us on one of the most iconic viewpoints of the Rift Valley drop along the Nairobi-Maasai Road. Quite a view it is from this wooden pad viewpoint, for to watch the Rift Valley floor spread right underneath our eyes is as breathtaking as much as it is spectacular. With a number of poses, camera clicks, and short call breaks, we drive down through Maasai town, take a beautiful tarmac stretch into Narok, and here stop again for a lick and pleasantries. From the shots taken, you get to realize that all maturity was but left back in the city, and out here it is filled with nothing but total fun. You need also to note that the stretch from Narok town is tarmacked right to the Maasai Mara Game Reserve Park. This quite shortens the initially rough drive down to roughly 2 hours from an initial 4 hours. A drive that in my opinion you would want to invite anyone along. Getting into our hotel at the Mara is total bliss. Everything is ready at the Mara Jumbo Hotel and we are welcomed like kings. Beautiful treatment as each of us is booked into spacious wooden floored rooms. You might also want to note that these aren't the best hotel rooms in the park, but the beauty and nostalgia they create is total bliss in itself. I would call it a total desired break from the norm, one any Kenyan or otherwise would totally appreciate. An evening drive takes us through the rugged rough road into the park. Watching troops of gazelles alongside their harems is nothing but ecstatic. A lazy cheetah catching a breather after a long hot day is always a welcome sight, with a herd of buffaloes in the distance not being much of a threat. The topi gazelles also create a classic view, but what tops up the evening is a classic display in a jungle wedding consummation ceremony, and this not being any other but that between the king of the jungle and his queen, the lioness. During this moment, no game is at risk of being a prey, and with this is there an undeniable traffic jam in the jungle. Literally, that is, as we all stop to watch a 72 to 75 times copulation done in 10-second rounds and breaks. Now that is the king of the jungle for you. He takes his time with pleasure. Now this, my dear trader, is something you only read in archive books or watch in National Geographic documentaries. We drive back to our hotel rooms, satisfied and worn out at the same time. We shower and head out for an evening of sumptuous dinner and dessert. The meals, as stated, are a state-of-the-art 4 to 5 course meals, balanced and filling. You want to eat more, but then again, it ain't an eating competition, so a little always goes a long way. We wake up the next day and with packed meals head through the park down to the Mara River. Of course, we have a few stopovers in the middle of the park, see a secretary bird and a couple of ostriches alongside warthogs. My hurry could have easily made me miss these young male giraffes necking or the elegant elephants grazing in the thickets. It is also not strange to see an occasional hippo in a drying riverbed along your drive. After all, it is the wild and anything goes. We get to the Mara River and are drawn to a shy leopard that we never get to see, and as impatience builds up, most other buses drive off. We head up the Mara River, and what a spectacular display of wildebeests crossing over the river do we encounter. Not a common scene save for in documentaries or on television. Now at this point, my trip to the Mara is more than fulfilled, and I realize that I have God to thank this for, with the provision of BFsuma, an amazing health products company that keeps its promises of health, wealth, and freedom. Now this, my dear traders, is just one of the many incentives BFsuma has for its dedicated distributors, and anyone can join in and enjoy this and much more every other year. I am back to Nairobi and must push myself to enjoy all the benefits that comes with partnering together with this amazing company. As I speak to you right now, I am looking forward to their oncoming Car and Travel Awards later on in the month to over 61 hardworking individuals, not to mention their pranking incentive that is looming at the corner. Now this, my dear trader, is how you win the future with BFsuma in a bleak looking or otherwise impossible future. For any queries or desire to be a part of all these, please send me a text in my Instagram or Facebook handles at pepasketches. Now until the next time we meet on the streets of BFsuma, on YouTube, or along the beaches of the world, stay blessed and stay safe. It's Paper, the sketches of life.